Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Discovery Day. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, the Chickasaw Nation, for making free family fun possible at the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. But let's go ahead and get started. Here at the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, we believe in telling Oklahoma's story through its people. And so day after day, we tell the inspiring stories of Oklahomans to inspire future generations. So today we are telling the story of Oklahoma Hall of Fame member Laura Clubb. Clubb lived in Caw City and established a hotel with her family there. Before her family made their money in oil and gas, Clubb taught speech at Oklahoma Baptist University. However, Clubb is known for her huge art collection, which she displayed at the Clubb House Hotel in Caw City. But in 1947, she donated almost 150 works to the Philbrook Museum of Art in Tulsa. So today we are actually going to be reading a story. We're going to be reading The Magic School Bus Inside the Earth by Joanna Cole, illustrated by Bruce Deegan. So let's go ahead and get started with story time. Let me get my camera switched over. And let's jump right in. So we are reading The Magic School Bus Inside the Earth. And there's a whole bunch of information in here. And so if you have the opportunity to check this book out on your own, I highly recommend it because there's so much going on. In Miss Frizzle's class, we had been learning about animals' homes for almost a month. We were pretty tired of it. So everyone was happy when Miss Frizzle announced, "Today we start something new." So they're finally going to start something new. "We are going to study about our Earth," said Miss Frizzle. She put us to work writing reports about Earth science. "And for homework," she said, "each person must find a rock and bring it to school." But the next day, almost everyone had some excuse. So they all forgot their rocks. They forgot their homework assignment. Only 4 people had done the homework, and Phil was the only one who had found a real rock. "I guess we'll have to go on a field trip and collect rocks," said Miss Frizzle. You never know what will happen on a trip with Miss Frizzle. Her new dress was a trip in itself. At first, the old school bus wouldn't start, but finally we were on our way. This is how you see she's got hammers and pickaxes, or shovels and pickaxes on her dress. When we came to the field, all the kids wanted to get out of the bus, but suddenly the bus began to spin like a top. That sort of thing doesn't happen on most class trips. Certainly hasn't happened on any trip I've been on. When the spinning finally stopped, some things had changed. We all had on new clothes, and the bus had turned into a steam shovel. There were shovels and picks for every kid in the class. "Start digging," yelled Miss Frizzle, and we began making a huge hole right in the middle of the field. So there they are, they're digging in the hole, they're getting to work. Before long, clunk, we hit rock. The Frizz handed out jackhammers, and we began to break through the hard rock. So there they are, they're now using their jackhammers. "Hey, these rocks have stripes," said a kid. Miss Frizzle explained that each stripe was a different kind of rock. See the different stripes? We chipped off pieces of the rocks for our class rock collection. "These rocks are called sedimentary rocks, class," said Miss Frizzle. "There are often fossils in sedimentary rocks." You can find sedimentary rocks even in Oklahoma. Wouldn't you know it? Just when we were finding lots of fossils, Miss Frizzle said, "Back on the bus, kids." Then, as we were driving along, we heard rock crumbling underneath us. Down we went. Everything was pitch black, and we were falling. there they are. They fell through the earth. We landed with a bump. Miss Frizzle switched on the headlights. We had fallen through a hole into a huge limestone cave. Rainwater has been dripping down through the earth for ages, said Miss Frizzle. The water wore away this cave in the rock. We wanted to stay for a while, but suddenly the bus sprouted a drill. It started boring through the rock. Frizzy shouted, "Follow that bus," and down we went. So they're going farther into the earth. The farther down we went, the hotter it got. The rocks were harder too. These are rocks that were changed from one kind to another by heat and pressure, said the Frizz. Rocks that were changed are called metamorphic rocks. We went down even farther toward the center of the earth. We hit rock that was formed billions of years ago from a pool of melted rock underneath the earth's surface. Rocks like this are called igneous rock. We had dug all the way through the earth's crust. It was so hot now that Miss Frizzle told us to get back in the bus. So they're sweating. They're getting closer to the hot core. She stepped on the gas and the bus really started drilling. Soon we were actually inside the earth. It was hot, 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 and it got hotter as we zoomed toward the center. It's very hot. We were glad when Miss Frizzle headed out again. We reached the earth's crust and drove straight up through a tunnel of black rock. It was great to see the sky. What next though? Then we looked around. We had come out on an island in the middle of the ocean. Isn't this wonderful, class? Said Frizzy. We've driven right up on a volcanic island. It didn't look like much, but if Miss Frizzle was right, the whole island was one big volcano. We were nervous, but Miss Frizzle made us collect some rocks. She said they had all hardened from melted rock that had come out from the volcano. Then suddenly, we heard rumblings below. We scrambled into the bus. The Frizz turned the ignition key and stepped on the gas. Nothing happened. The bus would not start. We thought we were goners. So that's a bad place to have car trouble. Red hot lava came streaming out of the volcano. Some of it shot into the air like a fountain. Some of it flowed over the land like a river. Our bus went along with it, right into the sea. When the red hot lava hit the water, it made a huge cloud of steam. All we could see was white. We seemed to be rising with the steam and floating along. No one knows how long we floated in the cloud, but when it finally cleared, we were back in the school parking lot. It had been a weird trip, but we did get a great rock collection for our classroom. The end. So that's such a fun story. And today we are actually inspired by the adventures. And we're going to be making our very own school bus. Drill not included. I don't know if maybe yours can drill to the center of the earth. Mine can't. But what we're going to need for today is we're going to need half of a paper plate. We're going to need some scissors. We're going to need our glue. We're going to need our crayons. And then we're going to need a black piece of paper and some yellow tissue paper. And so our first step is we're going to make our paper plate look more like a school bus. And so we're going to cut out this little chunk, and that's just going to make it look a little bit like a school bus. And so I trace the line so I know right where to cut. Go down there. And so you'll see, I'm going to take out this little piece. There we go. So that's going to be my school bus. And so my next step is I'm going to color, because I want my school bus to be yellow. I'm going to color this yellow. And so I'm just going to take the time, like I said, and just color this yellow real quick. And just take a little bit. Make sure I get every part I want yellow. I've only ever seen yellow school buses, but I wonder if somebody somewhere has a different colored school bus. I don't know that for sure. I'm just going to keep coloring that. So, I wonder if any of our friends ride the school bus now. I know school's starting. So I wonder if any of our friends here have had the opportunity to go and ride the school bus yet this year. Or if they're still too young, that's okay. School's exciting, and I know that it's a fun time of year, so I hope everybody's had fun getting ready to go back to school. But I'm about done with my school bus. It's about as yellow as I want it to be. And so there's my yellow school bus. My next step is I'm going to take my black crayon and I'm going to write school on it. So I know everybody knows it's a school bus. There we go. So I have school on my school bus. But my bus needs wheels. So I'm going to use this piece of paper here and I'm going to draw some wheels on my school bus. And so I'm going to use my yellow crayon to just draw some little wheels here onto this black piece of paper. And then I'm going to cut those out once I get my scissors, and I'm going to glue those to the bottom of my bus. So here we go. So there is tire number 1. And there is tire number 2. Once I get these cut out, I'm going to use my glue. I'm going to make my bus have some tires. So I have my glue now. And I'm just going to put a bunch of glue right here, right at the foot of that. And I'm going to do the same thing right there. And then I'm going to attach my tires in those spots. So there's one tire. There's my second tire. So now my school bus has tires. It says school. But you also need my school bus. My school bus needs to have windows. The kids need to be able to see out the windows. And so I'm just going to draw that right there. And I'm going to trace, like I said, trace those out and then cut those out. And so that'll be how my windows are made. And so just cut that out right along that line right here. And then cut along these lines. And so there are my 3 windows. And I'm going to put glue on the back of these. And right here, I'm going to do the same with all of them. And then I'm going to attach it to my school bus. So now my school bus will have its windows. So there's the first window. Here's the second. And finally, number 3. Oh, I'm stuck in the wrong place. But there we go. Number 3. So there is that. And finally, my last step is I'm going to take some of this yellow tissue paper. I'm going to rip off pieces and I'm going to attach it to my school bus. And so let me go ahead and get my glue back out. And let me start tearing chunks away. And I'm going to start at the front of my school bus and work my way back. That's enough for 2 pieces. And so I'm going to crumple up my tissue paper and just kind of set it right there. Keep doing that until the whole thing, all of my school bus is covered. And then that's going to be how my school bus looks. So we're making progress. We're getting the tissue paper attached. So I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if any of my friends are going to have to ride the school bus this year, but I hope that you have fun on the school bus. You get to hang out with your friends as you go to school. There goes that piece. So So I have a few more pieces that are going to go on my school bus here. So I'm going to work my way up now. So I put glue as I go. So just rip that. And go there. So there's that. And then I need to get in between my windows and around my windows. Let me go ahead and rip a few of these up so I can go ahead and just get them crumpled up and attached. So there goes that one right there. Plenty of glue. That. So there's that. There's that for that one. And finally, one last, do a little bit right there in the middle of that window. And that is the last piece of tissue paper for my school bus. So as you can see there, let me go ahead and switch my camera over, let y'all look. So here we go. Here is the finished product. Here's my finished school bus. But I hope y'all had a great time making crafts with me today. Story time was awesome as well today. But I look forward to seeing y'all next week, and I hope that everybody has a great rest of their day. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Discovery Day from the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. Thank you.